It's the Baptist Builder, back again with another morning devotional. And this morning we are in the book of Jonah, just making our way through the minor prophets here. And I want to look at one verse in particular at the end of Jonah, but just a little recap, refresher. We're in Jonah chapter 4, so Jonah had already been in the belly of the whale, been out of the belly of the whale, preached to Nineveh. In chapter 4, Jonah's displeased and exceedingly, he was very angry. And he goes and he sets himself up a booth outside the city to try to watch what God's going to do to this city. And then God prepares a gourd for Jonah. Jonah's very happy about the exceedingly glad of the gourd. And then God prepared a worm the next day and smote the gourd, and it withered. And Jonah's upset about that. The Bible says he fainted and wished himself to die and said, "It is better for me to die than to live." In verse 9, and God said to Jonah, "Dost thou well to be angry for the gourd?" And he said, "I do well to be angry, even unto death." It's a little dramatic, right? It's a little dramatic, Jonah. Then said the Lord, "Thou hast had pity on the gourd, for which thou hast not labored, neither madest it grow, which came up in a night and perished in a night. And shall not I spare Nineveh, that great city, wherein are more than 60,000 persons, that cannot discern between their right hand and their left hand, and also much cattle?" Verse 11 is what I want to focus on. The people of Nineveh, God even said, they cannot discern between their right hand and their left hand. They don't even realize what they're doing is evil. I mean, that's how far as a society they had gotten, to where their conscience is seared, they're away from everything. They're so used to it, it doesn't even seem out of place. That's how it's always been for them. That's what they've always done. It's all they've always believed. They've gotten to the point where there's zero discernment whatsoever. I'm here to propose to you today that America is Nineveh, at least in the aspect of being no discernment. People have no idea anymore. I was talking to a pastor about this recently, and he said how they had a young couple in their church, and one raised his hand one day, and this young couple were not married. They were living together, and you would think they would know better. You think they would know that they're not supposed to do this kind of thing. But the young man raised his hand and asked for prayer for his girlfriend was going in for an ultrasound. And they thought she was pregnant, and was very happy and proud about this thing. And he asked for prayer in the church setting. And there was a time when people have been ashamed of that. They wouldn't have done it. They definitely wouldn't have asked for prayer about it in church setting. But there's no discernment. People don't see how that's wrong anymore. People don't know why it's wrong. And and I want to propose to you and us that know better, that do have discernment, that have a walk with God and understand the difference between right and wrong, and know the Bible and know God's law. Are we concerned about them? Or are we more concerned about our own comfort? Are we more concerned about our gourd and making sure that everything that we have is comfortable and the way that we like it, and things that honestly you and I didn't labor for? We reap benefits daily for things that you and I didn't put any work towards, that God has just given us and blessed us with. Let's put some labor towards reaching this undiscerned people. Let's put some labor into reaching these people that don't know any better. All Jonah did was go, "Yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown," and God did everything else. We have a simple message to tell this world. Christ died for you. There is a real heaven. There's a real hell. You don't have to go to hell. Christ died in your place. Jonah was upset because he says, and I quote, "I knew that thou art a gracious God and merciful, slow to anger, and a great kindness, and repentest thee of evil." Even the king of Nineveh said, "Who can tell if God will turn and repent and turn away from his fierce anger, that we perish not?" And God saw their works, and they turned from their evil way, and God repented of the evil that he had said that he would do unto them, and he did it not. Who can tell if God will continue a space of grace for America and give us a while to repent and return back to a nation that loves the Lord, and a nation that follows after God and follows after His Bible. Who can tell? Not you or I. But we have a job to do. There's work yet to be done. And God is gracious. And He's merciful. And there's judgment coming. But who knows if God will repent of that evil. All right, friends. Have a good day.